another mixed media menagerie. It's finger dance time. This month, here are our prompts. Should be interesting and fun to see what we are each going to do. This month's drop was by Laura, and so here is the goodies. A lot of black and white goodness here. Some fun old pictures. This is the first time I'm looking through it, so I'm not exactly sure what's inside, but there's a lot of goodies. I see lots of papers. Oh, that's an interesting language. That's kind of fun. So yeah, we're going to use our Dina Wakley Media Journal again, and let's dive into the play. Sometimes beginning journal pages are daunting, especially when you have a gene page that you have to work with. Part of me really wanted to cut this page out, but then I thought, what is the challenge in just doing that? So as I was rubbing my hands over it, I thought, I'm going to gesso this page and at least make it white. And while I'm gessoing, I'm thinking about all of the possibilities. Well, not really thinking, I'm just kind of listening to music and waiting for inspiration to hit. That's when I glanced over and saw all those book pages there, and I thought, I am going to start with some collage. Collage, you can never go wrong with collage, and it gives great texture through the layers. So that is what I decided to do here. To seal it up, I'm going to take some clear gesso and just go over the top of all of the book pages and then give that a really good drying. Once it's dry, I will take some scissors and cut around the edges of the page for any excess hangovers. And while I'm doing this, I'm thinking about colors. The colors are black and white and then one other color, so I decided to kind of go with a black and white, grayish, bluish kind of coloring. Maybe a little bit peachy, just very toned. I don't normally come straight in with the black, but you know, winter for me is kind of emotional. It's more of that darker side, and I thought just go in for the black. We're going to grunge it up because sometimes those darker emotions are just very grungy for me. So I'm taking my brayer and brayering over some of that lighter colored paint over the top. And you'll see at this point that my paper isn't fully dry, and some of those book pages are going to kind of pull up as I continue to layer on the paint. Art for me is an emotion. It's emotional. So when I cover up layers, if there are things deep inside me that need to come out, they will come out in my art. I can layer over that darkness with beautiful bright colors, but as you can see, those papers will pull up, those layers will pull up and come to the surface, and that's when I know that those things need to be addressed. That's one reason why art journaling for me is so cathartic. Because those book pages pulled up, I want to make sure that they are very well sealed, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do on top of this, but I'm going to go ahead and add another layer of clear gesso. This is all about those layers today. There's just something about taking a big brush and layering on paint. It's very soothing. I looked over and glanced at the prompts and what I needed to add into the page, and the next thing was a skewer. Now, I've not really used a skewer. I've used it to etch into pages, but I thought, what if I could draw on the page? It posed very difficult to make lines. At first, I thought I could write something on there. That didn't really pan out well, and then I thought, just do what feels good. It doesn't matter if it turns out ugly. We could paint over it. We could do whatever we want, but the motion of it felt good. And as I was painting that, all of a sudden popped out this face of a woman looking down. Very abstract-y, So I grabbed an Art Graph water-soluble graphite stick and I sketched her in. She's not super gorgeous, she's kind of funky shaped, but it's the feeling that we're looking for. It doesn't have to be perfection, it just has to feel like the emotion we're going for. So I took some mushroom paint from Paper Artsy, and I am just kind of sketching her in and kind of adding, some blackness around her with some charcoal, which again is another one of our prompts for this month. So to add in some sticker element, which was another prompt, I have this really thick washi tape, which I guess kind of counts as a sticker, right? And it has this fun black and white design. So I thought I would put that in some places around her. And then also this magnesia oxide paint. It is this luscious, almost, I don't even know how you'd describe it, charcoaly kind of, but it has mica in it, so it's shimmery, and it calls to my soul like no other paint. I love it. And while I was painting that, this stencil fell, and I thought, well, hello, if that isn't inspiration calling right there. So I took some of that paint, and I put it through the stencil with a makeup sponge. And it's just a hint. It's not super noticeable, but we will go ahead and dry that page before we move on, and look at this. Oh, see what I mean? Isn't that just luscious? I love that paint. I'm always touching my paper and smudge stuff, but it kind of, lends to the grunge look. So the next element was winter, and I found this wonderful waffle flower stamp that kind of reminded me of a snowflake, and I thought that would be fun to add into the background like snow was falling around her. I was going to use this white ink pad, but it just did not work, so I'm going to break out some acrylic paint. Now you can use acrylic paint on your stamps, but the most important thing is to immediately wash your stamp as soon as you're done. If any of that paint gets caked inside of it, then you'll lose the definition of your stamp. So here I am just kind of stamping on some stuff. And if you're a stamper, you know that if you don't have a hard back on one side, you're going to get a funky stamp, which kind of annoyed me, but at the same time, it added to the more grungy feel. So at this point, I'm just bringing back some of that mushroom colored paint to bring the sticker elements into her face, so it's not just like she had stickers sticking on top of her. Then I realized, oh my gosh, I have to have a tip in. What am I going to do? Utilizing the crack in the page, I thought I could just cut out a piece of paper, and that would be my little tip in. We could fold out the side of her face and then, use that. But now I had the mission of trying to get it to match. So instead of making you watch forever, I did it off camera. But as you can see, because this would have been like an hour plus video, I matched the inside of it to the outside background. One of my favorite things about these, inconspicuous hidden little windows is that they mesh, they kind of melt would be a good word. They melt into the background, and that's what I've created here. Now I'm going to bring in just 3 oil pastels, and if you don't have oil pastels, maybe you have Neo colors or any other water-soluble crayon. You could do that same thing here, but these are kind of muted colors. Again, we're going with that kind of, sorrowful, introspective sort of feeling on our girl. And not necessarily that she's sad, but just she's really processing. That would be a good word. She's processing. Then I broke out my handy-dandy Tim Holtz sentiment stickers, and boy did I find a lovely plethora of words to add inside of her mind. I find this time of year to be a bit more of a reminiscent time for me. Although this year, the chaos of the world, the uncertainties, the fears definitely have started to creep in a little bit more. And when I feel those anxieties pop in and the tension, and I can feel my body starting to, tighten up, I'll pause and take a few deep, slow, controlled breaths, and then I'll focus on gratitude. And that's what I wanted to do with this piece here, with her somber, introspective look, and then you open her mind and you see the grateful things and all of the beautiful things that she's thinking, and it just kind of changes your attitude. And if you don't have stickers at home, you could totally just hand write out, maybe what you want to remind yourself to think of when you look at your journaling page, or to remind yourself to think of on a daily basis, because, having grateful thoughts, an attitude of gratitude, really does make you feel better. And now you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, Erin, we get it. What words did you choose? So let me tell you what I decided to put in her mind. Today, I am grateful. Gratitude changes everything. I am thankful for life. I'm dreaming of peace on earth. We the people focus on the good, the magic, and merriment. Appreciate everything. If you want to find happiness, you can never have too much happy. Challenge yourself and choose to be happy. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. Never lose your faith and hope. You are my one and only me, stuck like glue, and I'm loving you. Become your best you. XOXOXO, lots of love. And to finish off the page, I just added a little stickles to the snowflakes and some white gel pen for the periods and commas where needed within the words. It is with an amazingly grateful heart that I thank you for coming on this journey with me. I heart you very much. I hope that is felt all the way across the miles. Be sure to check out Laura and Nicole's videos, and if you would like to join us in the Mixed Media Menagerie Challenge, be sure to use the hashtag over on Instagram where we can see all of your amazingly beautiful work. And until next month, happy creating.